Hey guys, welcome to Carnivore Expeditions. I'm getting ready to take a trip out west in a couple of weeks, and I plan to do some trout fishing while I'm out that way, and I'm looking for a better way to carry my fishing rods. In the past, I've always put them in the back of my truck, and I have a short bed pickup truck, and I have to either break down the rods or I have to put them in there sideways, and they always get in the way of other stuff. You know, when I'm gone for 2 or 3 weeks, you know, space is at a premium, and I just want to find a better way to carry my fishing rods to where they're not in the way and that I can maximize space. So I've decided to put together a conduit carrier and see how that works. So let's get started. Okay, I went with a 6-inch conduit carrier. It comes with an end cap for the back. It comes with a front cap. The front has the door on it, so the door opens and closes. And it also comes with some mounting brackets. And like I said, you can get these for about $50. I went with a 6-inch. They also come in an 8-inch. I would really have rather had the 8-inch, but the 8-inch it's more expensive, and it's very hard to find the PVC pipe. Just for example, you can't buy 8-inch PVC pipe at Lowe's or Home Depot. They don't sell it. You would have to go to a plumbing supplier, and it's very expensive. Like this 6-inch pipe cost about for a 10-foot section cost about $60. If I had wanted to get an 8-inch pipe, it would have ran about $200. So there's a big price discrepancy between the 6-inch versus the 8-inch. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this down to size. I'm going to mount this on top of my square drop camper. For those of you that follow my channel, there's a review on there of my square drop camper, and I will link that to this video if you want to check that out. So I've measured my fishing rods, which are on average about 6 feet long, and this pipe that I bought from Home Depot is 10 feet long. So I've decided to cut it at 8 feet. 8 feet long. So I've got my tape out and a Sharpie, and I'm going to make a mark right at the 8-foot mark. Also, my camper is 8 feet long, so that'll be a good fit for the top of my camper, as it's 8 feet long, and my conduit carrier will be 8 feet long. Okay, before I paint the PVC pipe, I'm going to clean it. It was really dirty. I got it off the shelf at Home Depot, and I guess it had been there for a long time, and it looked like it was dirty and dusty. So I'm going to make sure it's cleaned very well before I paint it. So it's a little windy today. I decided to move into my workshop before I paint this. Before I paint it, I'm going to go over the pipe with some, this is 100 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to lightly sand it so that the paint will bond to the plastic a little bit better. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time with this, but I do think that sanding it a little bit will result in a better paint job. Okay, I sanded off my PVC pipe, and then I wiped off all the dust from the sandpaper, and now I'm going to apply the paint. This is Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover, and it says that it's good for wood, metal, or plastic. So I'm going to put on I'm going to put on 2 coats and let it dry really well, and then see if it needs a 3rd coat. Okay, it's been a couple of days and I've painted my PVC pipe black and I've allowed it to dry, and I used about 2 different coats of paint, and today I'm going to put on the end caps. So my kit came with 2 aluminum end caps, and I'm just going to tap these on the PVC pipe. Each one of the end caps has 3 different pre-drilled holes where you can affix the cap to the PVC pipe. So I'm going to put it on with the rubber hammer. I really like that it fits snugly just by tapping it on with a hammer so that it's not just going to fall off. This is the end cap that doesn't have the door. And this is the other end cap, which does have a door. I have decided to use rivets instead of screws, and if you can see these rivets, once I put these in, it'll be very smooth. I had thought about using a screw, but if I put in a screw, then I'm going to have to file off the little points. Otherwise, they're going to scratch up anything that I put inside the carrier. So I'm going to pre-drill some holes and then put in these rivets. Okay, I was using this Stanley rivet gun. It just wasn't working very well, so I'm switching to this larger, more heavy-duty riveter, and it's the brand name is Dole, D-O-Y-L-E. Okay, so I have my end caps riveted on the PVC pipe, and next I'm going to just go around the outside with some black silicone. Okay, so I have the end caps put on there, and I have them riveted in, and I put some black caulk around the seams, so I'm going to let that dry. But while I'm letting that dry, I want to see if I'm able to fit 3 rods and reels in here, because that's the whole reason that I put this thing together, is so I could take my fishing rods with me. So hopefully I'll be able to get 3 of them in there. I'm going to put one of them in backwards. where I can still pull it out through the tip. So I've got that one in there. And I'm going to put these other ones in through the front. And this last one is a little bit small. It's more for going down narrow trout streams. Okay, and there we are. So I got 3 rods and reels in there. They seem to fit pretty well. And I was worried that the 6-inch wouldn't be large enough and that I should have went with the 8-inch, but I think the 6-inch is going to be perfect. And it's also it's not gonna weigh as much, so it's going to be less weight, and it serves its purpose. So anyway, I'm going to let the caulk dry, or the silicone dry, and then we'll see about mounting it on top of my camper. Okay, I'm on top of my square drop camper, and I've decided to place the bracket 4 inches from the edge. So I'm going to measure 4 inches and mark it. And then I'm going to go down here, measure 4 inches and mark it. And the reason I want it to be kind of close to the edge is I want to leave room out here for kayaks and boat paddles and anything else that I may want to put up on top. Okay, so I've put down the brackets on my roof rack, and of course they went on with this U-bolt, and the last thing left to do is to put on the nuts and washers, and mine is an 11/16. Yours may be different depending on which one you ordered, but this is really the last step, and then I'm just going to clean everything up. Finished up my conduit carrier. It's installed on top of my square drop camper. I think, not counting waiting for the paint to dry, I think I maybe spent 2 hours on this project. It was fairly easy, fairly straightforward. The hardest part was drilling the bolts through my roof rack. Another note is regarding the paint. I've noticed that it's very easy for this pipe to get scuffed up. I already need to touch up the paint in a couple of different spots, so be sure that you keep some extra paint, or you at least write down what kind of paint you bought. So overall, I'm pleased. I think it turned out pretty well. And I am headed to Wyoming in a few weeks to do some trout fishing, camping, and hiking. And so please subscribe to my channel so you can see how it goes. Thanks for watching.